Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Anywhere you come across my video, please, you have to subscribe to Aziz Audio YouTube channel. You have to follow me for Instagram. You have to follow me for TikTok. This message is direct to the Africa continent. Direct to the Africa continent. You understand? Because you see what is going on in Africa continent and what is going on in Mali directly, presently now, Hashemi Keita. The European Union and the Westerner, especially France, they are trying everything to bring this Sahel down. And with God, all things are possible. You see this time around, you understand? So you see this Sahel, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, God is with them. You understand? You see how France, Emmanuel Macron used so many other Africa to bring this Sahel down. They plan so many coups. They use so many insecurity to strike those people. But God still started with Hashemi Keita. Why I say this, I call on Africa leader. I call on Africa president. I call on the 54 president in Africa. Why can't us come together and make Africa great? When we come together, no power can separate us, no power can shake Africa. You understand? So, because if you talk about the mineral resources in the world, Africa they one to three. You understand? Okay, why we Africa cannot come together to make Africa great? Than instead they explore our mineral resources to the European Union, where we say our Africa we are suffering. There are many people in Africa continent that cannot even see square me in a day. But the Africa president, they cannot think about this. But look at the European president. They are just trying by all means to explore all the mineral resources that belong to Africa. Just because some of our Africa presidents, they are not capable to be president in Africa because they are working with Emmanuel Macron, they are working with the European Union, they are working with the Washington DC. That is the reason you see the Africa is not moving forward today. So I call on Africa youth because today is 18th of January 2026. I call on Africa youth. I call on Africa leader. I call on the 54 president in Africa, please. This is 2026, January 18. Let's come together and face Africa. Let's come together and make Africa great. Because you look at the way now Africa, they are trying to travel direct from Gambia to Europe. Do you know how many hours? Direct from Gambia to Spain? This problem caused because of our leader. Our leader don't want to make Africa to unite. They don't want to protect Africa. They don't want to provide for Africa. They don't want the mineral resources that belong to Africa. They extract that mineral resource down to the euro. That is the reason why you see Africa is not working today. So I call on Africa and the youth. Let's come together and make Africa great. Because look at the Africa continent. We have the most beautiful continent on earth. Why can't we to fix our continent? Just because of our bad leaders, some of them, they are working with some European president. That is the reason why you see Africa is not moving forward. So I want to play this video. After this video, I will regard Laba. After this video.
Was supposed to finish the fight, and history was supposed to stay quiet. In Kidal, a gold-rich region soaked in blood, Malian forces had finally cornered the before power, before politics. There was a battlefield moment that changed everything. In northern Mali, Goita's forces were finally winning. Terrorist groups that had terrorized the country for years were surrounded. The fight was almost over. Then the order came, not from Mali, from a foreign
That is
command.
rugged
Stop,
you.
pull back, let them escape. For any
Rugged
soldier, that
you,
moment is unbearable.
Africa
Years of
continent,
fight, too many
Mali.
dead. And suddenly, victory is cancelled. That wasn't strategy. That was control. Goita realized something critical that day. The mission was never just about security. Some areas were being protected, not from terrorists, but for interests. Later, when Goita took power, his first move wasn't symbolic. It was decisive. French forces were told to leave. No excuses, no delays. And here's the real reason. Once you see that foreign orders can override your own battlefield decisions, you're no longer defending your country. You're guarding someone else's priorities. That moment in northern Mali didn't just end trust. It created a leader who decided Mali would never take orders like that again.
So my fellow African, Shibuna, don't listen to this video soon. Una see wetin dey go on for Africa. Una dey see wetin dey go on for Africa. All of una dey see wetin dey go on for Africa, because when we dey talk about the problem in Africa, many people don't understand. You understand? Because this problem in Africa caused by our African leader. Some of our African leaders, they are working with the European Union to destroy some other African country. That is why you see we cannot move forward. So I call on African leader, I call on the Africa continent, I call on the 54 countries in Africa, please, let's come together. Today is 18th of January 2026. Let's come together and fix Africa. Let's come together and make Africa great. Because you look at what is going on in Africa right now. It's caused by some of our Africa presidents. Because look at Ivory Coast president, look at Togo president. Most of those people, they're after Ibrahim Toure, they're after Sahel, just because of the Sahel, they are doing the right thing to their citizens. So anyway you come across this my video, please you have to subscribe to Aziza Audio YouTube channel, follow me for Instagram and follow me for TikTok. Where is the Africa Rise Up Continent?